All right, Jamen Thurmond here, back with another video. Welcome back to our channel, Content. So I'm currently shooting downtown. I have no idea what I'm doing down here, but that's kind of the point of this video, and we'll get into that later. Okay, I lied. This video is not actually about nothing. And it's actually the next day. I just had one of those weeks where somehow I didn't have any videos to edit. I didn't have any client work to shoot. So I'm just taking the time to shoot some content for our business and to get back to why I started doing this in the first place, because I just love shooting. And that's really what I want to talk about, is the importance of like rest, relaxation, and making sure that you're doing the things that got you to where you're at right now. So speaking of doing things that contributed to where you're at right now, I used to shoot in the park a lot last year, just to kind of like mess around and practice and clear my head. And I used to shoot this little thing like right over here quite a bit. See, man, now that the weather's getting nicer, it's so nice to be able to post up here again. See, the reason I was so excited to make this video is because when I realized that I had a week with no videos to edit, no videos to shoot for clients, it hit me that like, yo, this is the first time that's happened to me in like a year, which is a good problem to have. Like, everybody would like to be busy with their business, but what hit me is that like, yo, I really have a chance to just sit and make some content for myself and for our brand, and to move the needle forward on some goals that we really wanted to hit. And it reinforced the importance to me that like, when you do make a business based on your hobby or the thing that you love the most, it's important for you to protect that enthusiasm, because the more passionate you are about your projects, the more passionate you are about your work, the better your work goes for your clients and for yourself. And because like, it's a hobby and you love it, and you don't want to lose that passion that you had that got you started in the first place. Another reason I made this video is because I wanted to document my thoughts about this said topic, and it may be able to help somebody who's in a similar situation. And because of that, I didn't want to just have my perspective on it. I also opened the question up to some of my Instagram followers. So shout out to any of you guys who actually did take the time to reply. Had a lot of interesting perspectives on it that I hadn't thought of originally, as to how you would go about protecting your love for your passion. But I'm happy to share with you what some of the people said. So to quote the question that I asked directly on Instagram, it said, "Creative folks, entrepreneurs, how do you protect the love of your hobby when it's also the way you make money?" And thankfully, everybody that did respond was totally cool with me putting them in the video, so I appreciate them for that. Ray Lou Cosplay says, "Make time to make something you know that nobody will care about." In parentheses, it says, "For me, it's cosplaying Chloe from the Hunger Games because nobody cares, but it's something for me." And that's the important part, man. I agree 100%. Like, sometimes you just have to make a move because you like it. It's my belief that like, the best moves that you make usually aren't the ones that are documented. They're usually not the ones that people are seeing you do. But if you know that that's making you happy, that's the key to everything. At Virus or Virus, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but at Virus74, he says, "Know when to step back from making things for money to keep the love for your hobby alive. Also, never be afraid to turn away from difficult customers." This is huge, because when you're first starting your business, you are so hungry and you're in a place where you're like, man, if I don't say yes to this project or inquiry that came in, I may not get another project. Because as you're working, whatever you build in your portfolio gets you more work. I really respect and resonate with this answer. I don't know. Stupid bug. I really respect and resonate with this answer because that was something I struggled with in the beginning of how to say no to certain clients because you're worried about not getting more work. But it makes all the difference when you set your own boundaries and you stand up for them. At 33 Media says, always make room to create for yourself. 100%, bro. Couldn't agree more. At Rob G Jr., he says, understanding you're on a roller coaster of good and bad. And when I saw that, I like stopped in my tracks. I was like, yo, this is a really solid perspective on making sure that you keep going despite what's going on. And sometimes you just are in a down season, like things are just tough and you're not as happy with the things that you're making and you're not as happy with the moves that you're making. But you know, if you take a second to just kind of think about what season you might be in, you could kind of weather that storm and understand it like, yo, this isn't going to last forever. So I really appreciated that perspective on that for sure. And it was definitely a unique one. All right, so fast forward to the future because somehow I forgot to read this one while I was at the park. So after I read this, then we're going to go back to the past. So anyways, at Focal412 says, make sure you're shooting outside of work. Create things for yourself and always expand/refine your skill set. 100%. I think for me, whenever I start something, it's always my goal to try and get better with it over time. And I try not to make it so that I'm trying to grow fast, but I'm trying to get like 1% better over like the course of maybe like a month. So I find that by setting like smaller goals to do certain things to get better over time, it kind of breaks up the monotony. It kind of stops you from just like shooting the same old thing or shooting the same old way. And that could be something like, all right, I'm gonna get this small piece of equipment to improve my operation. And that could make all the difference and spark some more joy to keep you going. From at Gregory Nicer, hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It says, be okay with selling out. At the end of the day, I still play with cameras for a living. Beautiful perspective. Like, that's huge. Like, finding the silver lining and the positivity in any situation where you could just quit. And I feel like this also speaks to the fact that, like, when you're doing, it's very difficult to do. It's difficult to make the steps to get better and to make money from it. So when you're in a position where it just feels like everything is so difficult, it's like, it's nice to always think about the fact that things could always be worse. And that was another thing that he mentioned in our back and forth conversation after he replied to my question. And I just thought that was very thoughtful and a very good way to look at things to actually keep going to protect your passion. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope this was helpful if you're in a similar predicament to me. And I hope this just shed some light on how important it is to make sure you're resting and recharging and protecting your passion when you're making money from it. And yeah, I'll just catch you guys in the next video. Oh, please make sure to like and subscribe. The plan is to release videos on this YouTube channel for our business content every week. So you can expect another video next week. Not sure what the topic will be, but I hope you stick around to watch. All right, I'll catch you in the next one.